It's a great opportunity, obviously, for Sam Houston State to be in this inaugural FCS Kickoff game. And I know when I talk to the other FCS commissioners, this is really the start of something special. I think that there's already plans for a great matchup next year, and not to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, but it won't involve a Southland team. Our schedule just won't allow it a year from now, but I think people will see when they realize that matchup that might just happen. It's going to be a great deal. But it's a great tribute to both Sam Houston and to Eastern Washington to be selected for this game. You're talking about teams that have been to Frisco 3 out of the 5 years we've hosted it. You're talking about an Eastern Washington team that has come close to qualifying multiple times to come to Frisco. So really exciting opportunity to be the first game to be on ESPN, the main channel, is something that at this level of football, you just don't see that often. And it's going to be exciting, and I think it's going to be a great performance. People will have to get used to the red turf again, but it should be a good time up in Cheney, Washington. And I look forward to being there with the Bearcats, and I hope we've got a great TV viewing audience. I think we will. Next Wednesday, the 27th, in the Georgia Dome on ESPNU. So a great opportunity for the Abilene Christian program, which again is transitioning to Division I, and will play a full conference schedule this year. So a really neat thing for the Wildcats, and I think indicative of what happens when you make that move to Division I. These opportunities can happen, and we see that happening for them right now. Yeah, and we're certainly very proud to be the first FCS league to do it full-time, regardless of TV coverage. It really started as kind of a modest plan to kind of dip our toe into the water and see what this would be like. I think we've had some experience, even at 3 of our stadiums in the last few years in playoff games where replay was required. So we'd had a taste of it. We saw how the system worked in our stadiums. And we thought we could progress that way again this year with maybe doing that for television games and then looking at a full-time implementation in 2015. But our coaches asked about more than that. And, they had some ideas and some thoughts. Our athletic directors added to that. And then really it was our presidents that pulled the trigger on full implementation. And it's very visionary, I think, on behalf of the leadership of our conference that said, this is coming, this is part of being in Division I football, and we need to be a part of it. And why would we wait for someone else to lead the way? Let's go ahead and jump in there. Now, hindsight being what it is, I would say that I wish I had longer than 3 months to put it together. I think a lot of us here at the conference staff, a lot of the folks on campus, haven't had much of a break this summer. It's taken us in 3 months what some leagues at the FBS level have taken a year or more to put in place. So it's been a challenge. It will debut on the 28th at Northwestern State when they host Missouri State in the opener, and then full implementation coming that weekend and the weeks after that. So it's been exciting. It's really neat to be on the forefront of this. A lot of the other FCS leagues are watching what we're doing. And we'll know soon how well this works for us. But it's an exciting time, and I'm glad we're at the forefront. Our football speaks for itself. We think the preseason rankings indicate that. This is a league that has always been great at football, regardless of the level of play we chose to be in. To have 3 teams in the top 15 is of no surprise. We do have an expectation to have multiple teams, like we had the 3 last year, to go to the playoffs and compete for that national championship. I think that our 2 top 10 teams are getting a lot of notice right now, especially the group at Southeastern, and that's all good. That's all positive, and that's what we expect. We hope that makes us better, and as a conference, we're looking to promote and televise those programs as much as we can to help our coaches build their programs. And I've got a lot of confidence. I think this is going to be a special year, much like last year where we went out and beat a couple of FBS teams. Wouldn't surprise me if we do that again this year. So players ready for the NFL draft and all that. So all the accolades that come with great football, I think 2014 we'll see that again. It's really fantastic, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, to have 2 championship games in a matter of 72 hours is going to be really special. January 10th, our game, Saturday afternoon, ESPN2, and then, of course, the college football playoff game Monday night in Arlington, as you said, on ESPN. It's going to be a special weekend. This will be the center of the universe. What's really neat about this as well is all the other FBS bowl games will be played prior to the weekend. We will not have conflict. The only college football game on Saturday will be our NCAA Division I championship game. And then, of course, the Monday night finale for the FBS. So it's going to be a special weekend. I think we're all expecting the college football playoff game to be kind of the Super Bowl junior. That's understandable, but it's going to be a big deal. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know that you'll get a hotel room in Dallas-Fort Worth that weekend. I think we've seen what our friends at North Dakota State have done to the hotel supply in this area, and airline seats and all that. So I think it's a great opportunity for, again, to show why we think this area is really the center of college football, and it'll prove itself again in 2015. We're really always excited about the start of the season. You know, we talk all the time about football and it starting as well, but there's some great things happening with Southland Conference soccer. That starts this week. Volleyball starts shortly, cross country after that, and then, of course, basketball practice starts. So there's just a whole lot going as our student athletes arrive on campus here currently and in the coming weeks. So, you know, we talk about it all the time as Southland Strong, and we're going to see great results in all of these sports as we go along, and a lot of Southland Strong efforts. So a big year. We look forward to serving our student athletes, the coaches, the fans, all of that, and I really think that this is going to be another great season, great year for the Southland Conference and our member institutions.